What's up, world? It's Katrina.
And Marlena, and this is Excess Baggage,
The podcast where two friends in their 30s unpack all of life's baggage. This episode, we will be unpacking Catchin Flights.
Okay, let's start the show.
Hey, girl.
Hello. Good afternoon, darling.
That was a little creepy.
Darling. I have a friend who we would talk like that on purpose sometimes. We would just talk in our deep voice. Because I remember my like human sexuality class. We met you meet people and transgender people and stuff like that. And I remember people were laughing at this woman. It wasn't funny, but it was funny as the fact that like they weren't expecting her voice to be so deep. And so I just will never forget that. Hey, and I think it was like, hey, darling. Hey, guys. I think it was something like that. And from then on, like, that's just a running, just we just like saying it kind of like, it's almost like Wendy Williams, actually. It was like, how you doing? Like when she does that, like it's the same inflection. But we can't stop. Like we can't do it with a straight face.
Right.
But because we know we're being so ridiculous and over the top. But yeah, it was fun times.
So you're feeling your deep voice today.
I was for like a couple seconds.
Thank you for inviting us into that with you. Thank you for letting us hear that experience.
Yeah. Hey, man.
What's your baggage today? What's Marlena going through this week?
Just trying to stay present. I'm always trying to stay present in the moment, and not drift off, because sometimes I can, and then I go into these deep, little dark seated thoughts, and then it becomes a problem. So really, I'm just, this is going to come out a little later, but I, getting ready to go out of town, and I'm just trying to get everything prepared and aligned, because I know the second that I put my phone on D&D, they're gonna be like, Marlena, we need something. Marlena, blah blah blah. And I have stuff to wrap up before.
At work.
I mean, it's not like pressing, but like I'd rather have that done, so then because when I get back, I'm really not good. Like when you get back from vacation, I just want to come back to a lighter load of things.
Absolutely.
So, and
you already know you would have missed stuff, and you're gonna have to catch up.
Oh yeah. And there's
even if it's just emails.
Yeah, emails, and there are already meetings that people are like, oh, you're not available. I'm like, nope, not gonna be here. So and then my boss is also I think he's trying to like mirror the fact that I'm leaving so that he can leave at the same time. But I'm like, I don't know, boy. I don't know about that. Cause because if you go and I go, who are they going to try to contact? But at the same time, I'm like, well, they'll figure it out.
Right. They be all right.
They'll be all right. So that's there's no real, baggage, I guess, except for I went to Jamba Juice and they gave me my damn drink in a soda cup. And I said, what the hell is this? I looked at the cup. And I was like, they were like, Marlena, order for Marlena. I walked up, I'm looking at the counter like, where the drink at? And I'm like, oh, okay. So
I don't know if that's a struggle out in these streets.
And then they had like this little tiny sign that said like, please forgive our what did it say? It says something like our supply chain issues or whatever, or something like that. And I'm like, well, you guys definitely don't even have that out like where everyone could see anyway. So it was kind of funny. And then they gave me I get like those little turmeric. Well, no, I didn't get turmeric. I got ginger shots that I get. Girl, it tastes like, I don't know. It didn't taste right. So I took a sip of it because I take those on regularly. So I know what it's supposed to taste like. And that definitely tastes like, I don't know. Not that I've ever had it, but it tastes like toilet bowl water or something. It didn't taste, there was no lemon because it's supposed to be ginger, lemon, and cayenne. There was no lemon. I don't know what that was. Wasn't right is what it was. So I was like, well, I wasn't going to turn around either. Like I'd already drove off. I'm like,
right. Yeah, that's a lot.
Oh, well, it's not that deep, but that's where I'm at.
All right.
Today.
I actually was going to say the same thing as you, like just trying to stay present. I too am on my way on vacation, a week and a half out, I guess, or a week out at this point, because I leave next Friday. By the time this comes out, we will have been done with our vacations. But in this moment, I am in the process of hiring a bookkeeper and a virtual assistant and a social media manager, like all at one time. So
I thought you had a social media manager.
Oh, we didn't talk about that?
No.
Mm.
We can talk about that off air if you want.
It didn't work out.
Okay. All right.
She was on some bullshit.
Yeah.
She was on some bullshit and then fired me.
I don't know what that means.
She was like, this doesn't feel like a good fit. You think? But it ain't. But it ain't a good fit. It's that you ain't doing your job. Girl, this is a whole other level of baggage. But like, this woman was spelling my business name wrong, which, yeah, your eyebrows went way up. Spelling my business name wrong, which like is literally everywhere. You can copy and paste it from anywhere. My website, the social media that you are managing. Like,
she doesn't know how to spell manifest.
I don't know what the problem is, but she was always like, it was always wrong some kind of way. Like she was leaving off one word or not. Like it was all one word, or like it was just all kinds of stuff. So she was spelling my business name wrong. She would frequently have tons of typos in her copy. And then, you know, when they do the call to action, like click the link in the bio and go here, whatever. The call to action was not related to the actual link that's on my website. It was like a very generic call to action, like book my appointment on the website. There is nothing on my website that says that.
Oh.
So how are you typing a call to action that does not represent what's actually on the website? And when I reached out to her boss about it and was like, hey, I need to talk to you about your employee that you assigned to me, they came back to me and was like, after talking to our team, we've decided that this is not a good fit because the social media manager is having a hard time figuring out. So I reached out to her boss about it, and her boss was like, oh, after talking to the team, we've decided that this is not a good fit because she's having a hard time figuring out what your needs are. And I was like, my needs are very clear. Spell my business name right, spell check your work, and make sure that the call to action is correct. I don't understand what the problem is. So they fired me. Girl. So I'm in the market for a new social media manager.
If y'all know anybody, DM us, because I need some help too. Shit. Not that I need help. That's not true. I don't need help. I don't know. I gotta get into the practice of just posting things. You know what I mean? Just post stuff.
Yes.
You know, I don't necessarily want that stuff on our main page. So what I need to do is figure out, like, is it the story? Is it the reel? Like, what should I do where it's not, I don't really want it on our landing page. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless I just take it off, I guess people do that too, but that seems like a lot of work.
That's like a lot of work. Yeah. I would say just stories.
Yeah.
I would say just stories.
Just so it's like, okay, it's active enough for people to like pick up. So
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm dealing with all of that. Trying to prepare all of my clients for me to go and be out of cell service for about a week. And, you know, that comes with stuff, because if I was at a normal job, I'd be in vacation brain right now, not wanting to do anything. And I don't have that option.
That's what one of my friends just told me that's going on the trip with me. She was like, yeah, I'm supposed to be writing music and doing stuff. And like, once you sent out the itinerary, like, I don't know, I just got fucking senioritis. Like, I don't even want to do anything anymore. And she's like, I just was reading the itinerary, like, oh, this is happening. We're going or whatever. She's like, I was excited about that. Like, I don't care about anything else. And I was like, damn.
That's how I feel all the time before I go on vacation. And this time I don't have the space to do that because I need to onboard these people who I'm hiring and get them like set up, not just like onboard them so they can get started, but get them set up with enough tasks to complete while I'm out of town.
True.
So that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to stay grounded and present and not overwhelmed in getting all of this stuff done and preparing everybody else for me leaving. The plan was supposed to be to hire everybody by the end of February, and that did not happen because people keep ghosting me when I'm trying to have consultation calls. So here we are, late March. We're just starting to like find some people that feel like they're going to work out, and I'm about to go on vacation. And this is not how I wanted this to go.
True. I get it.
That's where we at. But you know, I had therapy today. I did my acupuncture this morning. We're doing all the things. After this, I'm going to chill out, relax, maybe watch a movie, eat, feed my body.
That makes one of us. I wish I could chill out after this. I'm going to like go into full on work mode. Like as soon as we log off, I have to pick some stuff up. I got to feed the client. I got blah, 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 blah. I got to make sure that this, just stuff. Then I'm just like, yay, a Friday. This is what I want to be doing on a Friday. That's what I'm always thinking. And normally my boss is pretty cool about stuff, but I don't know. There's a lot of things going on. So I get why he's trying to like, okay, wrap it up, B. He's got the wrap it up box, from Dave Chappelle. That's him right now. Like, let's do these meetings. Let's get this out.
Let's get this done.
Let's get this done. So I get it. But today's episode is about catching flights, vacation, and travel, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Which is two of me and Katrina's favorite things to do.
Yep.
Because is vacation and travel the same?
It's not.
I think we said this before.
I feel like we have. It's not. And if there's any time that I have noticed that, it is at this point in my life, because I have been traveling a lot this year. I would say in the last like 6 months, but especially this year, I have been gone for at least a week every month so far, and have at least a week planned until July every month. So, but some of those trips I work while I'm there,
right?
Because I can't afford to take all of that time off work. So I travel and go somewhere, see the people who are there, spend my weekends and my evenings spending time with people, but I'm working. So no, traveling and vacation are not the same.
Right. I'm actually going I'm actually going on a vacation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, like, travel is definitely, I'm going to something, but I'm working the entire time. I'm only there maybe a couple days max, 2 nights. But anything past 2 nights, 2 or 3 nights, because you could go to Vegas for 3, and I wouldn't call it a vacation. I mean, that might be someone's vacation, but I guess because we're from LA, I feel like Vegas is just like
not a vacation,
a hop, skip, and a jump. Like, you don't even have to. It's not even.
Vegas is just a trip.
It's a trip. Yeah, let's take a trip. Like, it's kind of like it's almost like going to, like, if you were in California and you just went to Santa Barbara or San Diego or something.
Yeah.
Although those are 2 hours, like Vegas is only 4. And then if you fly, you're there in 45 minutes. It's like, yeah, I don't really count that. I don't, but that's so interesting that I don't count that, because I'm thinking about other places that are close by. Like, okay, for example, like Cabo, like that's only a 2.5 hour flight, but it is another country. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a vacation.
I consider all of that. I think what constitutes vacation versus trip or travel for me is more so what I'm doing when I'm
the
there.
Intention. Yeah. Intention.
If I'm just leaving town to go be somewhere else, but I'm going to be like working and doing all the things that I naturally do here, then I'm just traveling. But if I'm going to be chilling I'm off. Called out. I put that in quotes because I don't call out, but I done rescheduled all my clients, canceled any meetings for the weeks or whatever. Like, then that's vacation to me. That is time off.
Yeah, true.
That is time off. So I think that's the difference to me is like, what am I doing when I get there? Am I still going to be doing the same shit I do in LA or am I going to be chilling?
Right. I don't know if you can hear this right now, but my neighbor is playing the guitar and singing. I swear to you, I don't know what he be singing, y'all. I really don't.
I can't hear it.
He's like, And I'm like, if I could hear you, can you hear me mimicking you through the wall? I wonder. I don't know. I do it all the time too. I mean, I just like whatever. I just do what he does, and I wonder if he does it to me because I mean, I sing, so I be in here sometimes with the music on. I wonder if he's doing the same thing to me. I don't know, but I do it all the time.
Musically inclined folks over there.
It is.
Y'all should start a band.
No, he too weird. He too weird. Every time I like this is a side note, every time I fucking open my door or like if we are going up the stairs at the same time or something, we're next door neighbors. He look at me like he never seen me before in my life. What? Like I haven't been living here for 6 or 7 years. Every time it's like a brand new situation. Who are you? Yeah, that's how he looks. He looks at me like, who are you? Or like one time I knocked on the door and I was like, I had a bunch of cupcakes. And I was going to give people cupcakes. And I'm like, I am not eating this. I had like a dozen or something left over from something. And so I knocked on the door and I was like, hey, like, would you like a cupcake? The way he opened the door, girl, it might've been like a Jehovah's Witness situation. Like he kind of like cracked the door. What's going on? He took the cupcake though. But like, he pretend like he don't never fucking, like he don't know me. But whatever. Anyway, this is sidebar. But that's exactly what the hell be going on over here at 204. So anyway, are you when it comes to vacation travel, we established that they're different.
Absolutely.
Okay, when it comes to packing, are you an early packer or are you the last minute, like, oh shit, like my flight leaves in a couple hours and I need to just throw some shit together?
Definitely last minute. Katrina is if I didn't have to pack, I wouldn't. That's what kind of packer I am. If I could hire somebody else to pack for me, I would. Or if I could just buy everything when I get there, I would. That is the kind of packer.
That would be nice. You know, I've always wished I could do that. I mean, I could do that, but I'd rather not.
Right. I don't really want to do that because some of the places I go, I may not find things that I want to wear.
And then you're just fucked.
Then you shit out of luck. But I do not like packing. It is my least favorite part of traveling. It's a close second. I don't know.
I'm about to say, wait, what about the airport? What do you mean? That's your
I don't mind the airport.
You a weirdo.
Airport. I actually really enjoy the airport. I get in a groove and be in it. I like it.
When I go to, no, the airport is okay for me now because I got a TSA pre-check. And so I was like, you know what? I can show up hella late now. Like, as long as security line is not nuts, which they really need to work on that. They need to work on, I always look, you know, they always put like an estimate up on the website, but I never think that is right. Like you can look up TSA estimated times or whatever, depending on what terminal. I never trust it, but I always just look.
Yeah.
But, you know, pandemic, when I did travel just a little, you know, I went to New York a couple times and really people weren't really traveling. So I didn't need the pre-check, but I said, now I know once this shit like, you know, dies down, it's going to go back to, it's going to be difficult. Like LAX is the worst. So I had to do something. Bad.
So this is something that always surprises people because of how much I travel. I don't have pre-check.
You should get it.
That's what everybody tells
me.
It's
$80. It's like $85. And it's good for like 5 years.
I put in my global entry application, which includes
do that one.
Pre-check.
Yeah, do that one.
I just put it in literally like a month ago.
I should have did that one, but you know, reading's half the battle. I didn't read like that. I just said pre-check. I'm going to just sign up for that. And then afterwards I was like, damn, I should have got global entry.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I'll get it.
finally put in my application. They ain't approved it yet. It still got the little time. What is that? The little hourglass thing on there. So I'm not going to have it by the time I go on this trip because they still need to interview me and stuff like that. But it's in the works.
Nice.
But I don't mind the airport. I hate the packing. I just don't like it. And I'm one of those people who's like, okay, outfit, throw it in the bag. Like
just throw it in a bag.
Yeah, that's it. Luckily, most of my vacations, I'll say, are like I like to go to islands. I like to go to the Caribbean and stuff like that. I like to go to warm places where it's like nice and all of that. So, I just throw all my summer clothes in a bag and call it a day.
Yeah, no, I'm an early packer. I'm an early packer just because I tend to forget things. So I can be forgetful, like when I'm just like animated and like, oh my God, I'm always kind of running late, which I've alluded to in other episodes. So I definitely early pack. I'll at least open up my suitcase like the week before and I'll just like have it open and then slowly but surely I'll be choosing fits or whatever and just, and do it like that because the times that I have last minute packed was always a disaster. And I'm like, what? I didn't, I brought the outfit, but I didn't bring the right bra that goes with it. I brought this, but I didn't bring, you know what I mean? So I'm always doing that. And it also does depend. Like if it's a trip though, if it's only like 2 nights, I probably will wait the night before because I know I'm not really doing anything.
Right.
Where I need a bunch of stuff. But like if it's over 5 nights or it's 5 nights or more, definitely early pack. Like for me at least, because I will forget.
I don't early pack. Now, what I will do is I'm mentally thinking about it. And so as I'm like moving through my house and stuff like that, I will notice that, like I need more hair products or I need to make sure like I get a new toothbrush or different things like that. And so I will buy all the things. Like I'm not a last minute shopper when it comes to travel. I buy all the things ahead of time. I'm always like, okay, let me get this. I've been buying things for the last month. But when it comes to putting it in somebody's suitcase, it'd be the night before. I'm the person, I will be up packing at like 10, 11 o'clock at night and my flight leaves early the next morning. And I will be up till like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, go take a shower, get myself together, and then head to the airport. That's how last minute I might be.
No, I gotta like even preparing for this trip, like people are like, why are you getting your hair done so early? And I was like, because I don't want to be stressed. Like I'm doing everything early. I've my waxing appointments, my hair appointment, my everything. Like I'm getting my nails done this weekend because I'm like, next week, like I don't want to be running around dealing with that. Now, yeah, I might last minute shop. So I tend to do that where I'll go hit up a mall real quick and I'm like, now I got these outfits, but I need like one more thing that's gonna be like bam, and then I'll get that. But yeah.
No. I'm the opposite. Okay. Are you a planner or just a traveler? Do you prefer to plan the trips or do you prefer to just go on them?
I like to have a loose itinerary. So 9 times out of 10, because I love live music and events.
Right.
I will plan a trip around said event. So like if I wanted to go to New York because I want to see a musical or whatever, I'm like, okay, so the musical's this weekend. I'll go there or whatever and then look at what's going on. Like it's not really a plan, but like I know there's something is going to happen.
Right. That makes sense.
Like I like to have something. And then if I'm traveling with a group, I'd like to give them some type, if it's me planning it, I like to give them some type of loose itinerary because I feel like when you're on a group, everyone has opinions and I like to like gauge what people really are interested in doing on said trip. I'm like, look, this is what I
Mm-hmm.
kind of think we could do, but like that doesn't mean it's etched in stone and we have to do this.
Right.
Maybe on the dinner side of things, because you know I like to book my reservations early. Like if I want to go eat at some 5-star that I know is, you know, it's like legit, like something that I read about, because I'm always reading blogs or watch like travel blogs, like Black people travel blogs pretty much.
Right.
Or
Right.
or I'll watch like YouTube videos of like places of people going places or whatever. And then I'll get some inspiration from there. So it's not really like it's loose, but there
Right.
is some type of plan. Something. Unless it's like I said, unless it's like fucking Vegas. No, ain't no plan, girl. We just
going to Vegas.
We're just going to Vegas. Even though I am going in May for the Lovers and Friends Music Fest, which is about to be probably a little nuts. Yeah, I'm about to go to Vegas actually in May for the Lovers and Friends Fest.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be pretty nuts because it's like Usher. It's literally all of like the early 2000s people, mid 2000s, like 2004 on, somewhere around there. Like it's going to be a gang of Black people there, I feel like.
Probably.
Like it's a pretty crazy lineup.
That sounds like it'll be fun.
It will. Even though I already told the person I'm going with, I said, hey, like, just so you know, like, it's going to be a gang of people there. So I don't need to be in the front.
Right.
Like, there's going to be screens and shit. Like, I'm okay.
Right.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Don't need it.
Right.
But yeah, what about you? Are you more of a traveler?
I think it depends. I don't like the process of planning when there is more than just like me and one other person, because of exactly what you said. Like everybody has an opinion. It's like it's just too much for me. And I've done it a few times and it was okay, but like I feel like for me, I want to just decide what I'm gonna do and then tell you like, hey, if you want to come, join me.
How the hell does that work with a group trip?
It don't. And that's why I don't plan group trips. That's why Katrina just be like, I'm out of town.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
that would not work. And they'd be like, wait, what? This is what I'm doing. If y'all want to go, cool. If not, then I'll see y'all later.
But it's always some bullshit. I think the last real group trip, I would say that was over like 3 people, including myself, that I planned was probably my 25th birthday to Miami. And that was challenging. It ended up being 5 or 6 of us. Mm-hmm. And it was supposed to be closer to like 12.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, it was supposed to be way more people. Initially, the trip was supposed to be myself and 2 other people whose birthdays are around mine. And we were all going to go in and do like a big trip to Miami. That was how this thing got initiated. They started it. They decided that. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm down. Let's go. I was the only person that went.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
So, and like the people who went ended up being like my closest friends basically at the time. So it was fine and y'all were good, but the amount of like energy and effort that it was like going to take to like coordinate everybody if more people did actually go was a lot. Like I ended up just saying like, hey, because people just kept not giving me straight answers. I was like, all right, cool. The people who gave me straight answers, I'm going to book us a place to stay. And then everybody else, if y'all decide to come, this is where we're staying, stay somewhere nearby.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when it's more than just a couple people, I'd rather just be on the trip. I don't necessarily need an itinerary because I'm the type of traveler, like I like to just relax and chill. I'll find something to do if I want to. But I do appreciate when people are like, I want to go to this place and I want to go to this place, this area, this city. And here's why. When they're like, oh, there's this concert I want to go to, or this is what they're known for there, or there's like this kind of food that's there that's really good or stuff like that. Like I appreciate when people give me like the rundown of what they would like to do. but I don't really need a schedule. I'm good with chilling. But I find when you have more than just a couple people, schedules help.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's got to be something, because I just can't imagine waking up every damn day and being like, all right, what are we getting into? And then everybody's like, I don't know. It's like, okay, all right, y'all. Like, we got to seize the day, because we only here for 6 days. You know what I mean? It's like, let's try to figure out what we not again, loosely, but at least be like, okay, maybe in the morning we'll go for, whatever. I don't know.
Hear you. That's just not me. Like, not that I can't do that, but I don't travel like that. I don't wake up and be like, what y'all want to do? I wake up and be like, all right, I'm going to the beach. I'm about to go have breakfast. And then I'm gonna get myself to like, I wake up with like, all right, this is what I'm doing today. What y'all doing? Y'all coming? Y'all going? Like, what y'all doing? Y'all got something else y'all want to do? I'm also not that person that like, you have to be with me the whole time we travel together. It would be nice if that is your intention, that we clear that up from the beginning. Or if that's not your intention, that we clear that up from the beginning. That's helpful to me, but we can go and do our own things. I like to at least have like a meal together every day. That feels good to be like, oh, like let's have breakfast when we wake up, or have dinner before we go to bed or whatever. And we can kind of talk about like what we did, but that's about it. Other than that, if there are excursions that we're doing, I need to book those ahead of time, because those book up, they can cost more money when you get there. It can be challenging to find where to go. Sometimes you have to book transportation depending on how far it is, that kind of stuff. So those things I will book ahead of time. But if it's not like a big excursion, I don't need to book it ahead of time. But I appreciate the planners, because I appreciate the effort that it takes, and I appreciate the research that goes into it. And when I see a good itinerary, it makes me excited. I'm like, oh yes, this is great. This is wonderful. I'm not great at that piece. So I appreciate y'all planners. Invite me on the trip. Send me the itinerary.
You know me, but I'm naturally a planner. I am. I know that I am. That's probably, and it does take a lot, because I wrote that shit. When I sent it to the people, I even looked at it like, this shit is long. Mm-hmm. Like, it looked like a diary. Like, it's like, dear diary. And it just like, I kept going and just looked like this long thread. And there's one person like, okay, y'all, like this might be a little like, obviously first world problems, but like, there's one person in the group who has an Android who I like didn't even put in the group chat, because the damn itinerary is so long that I just wanted to keep it as an iMessage, because like, if not, it would have broke up into like a bunch of fucking
Marlena, if you don't use a fucking Google Doc.
No, everybody's looking at their phone.
Yes, you can use Google Docs on your phone.
I know. I just wrote it. I just wrote a note. I literally just wrote a note in my phone, and it had all the links. Crazy. It had all the links. It had everything I was talking about, and I just copied and pasted. But again, on iMessage, it's just a long thread. Like, it's not like, and there's bullet points and everything. But I'm saying, if it would have went to someone with like a Android, it would have broke that shit up into like, I don't even know how many messages it would have been. Who knows?
That would still just bother me. I'd rather do things on the computer anyways. Google Doc is great. I create Google Docs before I go anywhere, because I also want to send the information to my parents so that somebody knows where I am and where I will be and how to contact me and all of that kind of stuff. So Google Doc feels like a really good, like, safe way to do it.
My parents don't know how to work that. They don't know how to work anything. Like, they're one of my grandparents, they're in their 70s. They're not tech savvy. They have no idea they wouldn't even know what to do. If I sent them anything with an attachment on it, she would have been like, what is this? What is this? I usually, when I'm leaving, I just shoot my grandmother a text, and it just says like, flight, blah, 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 blah. This is the address I'm staying at. Thank you. Come again. That's pretty much, that's it. That's all she's getting.
They also have apps for that these days. I've been testing out a few of them that allow you to create your itinerary
Oh,
on the app. Yeah, it's great. You can create the itinerary.
Next
can
time.
go so far as to forward your confirmation emails for like reservations and your hotels and your flights and stuff like that. So you can forward the email into the app and it just automatically logs it for everybody.
Oh, that's nice.
And then you can take that, and then from there, once all that stuff is in there, you can, one of the ones I was looking at, it's like attached to Google Maps. And so you can go in and search places in the area that you're going to and like add them to your itinerary, drag and drop, like really easy. You can add notes, all of that kind of stuff. And you can invite people in so that people can also contribute to it. It's kind of a cool concept, and I think it's lovely. I think it's a wonderful way of doing things. There's a couple different apps that I've been looking at, but yeah, I used one of them to plan my road trip to, where did we go? LA to Palm Springs to Phoenix to Vegas to LA. I used one of those to do it, and it was really fun. You can just type in everybody's emails, invite everybody. Everybody can use the email address for that specific itinerary to upload all of their like reservations and stuff like that. And they can contribute ideas. And it was cool. So technology.
Well,
let it be your friend.
Look it up. I'm all about the apps. I already had to download an app already for this trip, like for because we have to get tested to get back into the country. So like the Verifly, I got that now, and we'll see how this works.
Yeah.
I was like, hopefully everything works right. I don't know, man. I'm just hopefully. It's not like back in the day when you would go out of the country, they would just give you your immigration papers on the fucking flight. They would just be like, here, fill this out. But they're trying to get people to like have all their stuff ready to go. Cause I guess they want to I guess there's so many steps now. Like they gotta, really
streamline it a little bit.
Yeah, and really, really clean the plane and shit with all this stuff going on. So we hope, right? We will hope.
We hope. But yeah, Wanderlog is the app that I used the last time. There's a few others that I'm like testing out to see which one's my favorite. I'll come back to you with a review, but Wanderlog was good. WANDERLOG. It was cool. Yeah. I'll send you an invite.
Okay.
But yeah. I think that's the most planning I've ever done was for that. Naturally a planner, but what I've learned is that a lot of times when I'm traveling, I just want to relax. And so I am I'm not completely, but like I'm outside. I want to do the things that are outside of the things I normally do. So I just want to go on vacation. I don't want to plan nothing. I don't want to like think about anything. Like I just want to go on vacation. And I think that has gotten worse since I became an entrepreneur. I literally am like, I will go on group trips, like people I don't even know, just, those random, like Black people travel. Like I have gone on a few trips like that where like, I didn't know anybody who was going, but there was an itinerary and it looked good. And so I just paid my money and went.
Did you get along with the people?
It was okay. One trip, the people were fine. The other trip, I had some issues with some folks, but not everybody. But yeah, it was fine. I had a great time.
That's good. I haven't done that yet. I am going to be adventurous though and do that. Or it's not really adventurous, but I am going to try it out. I guess it's adventurous for me because I'm always like, I have the personality to go with the flow and like, don't bring any drama and just be with it. Yeah. But I'm always worried too. Like, okay, I don't know these people either, so like if some shit goes down, right. I got to make sure that I'm, that I'm good. I'm good and I'm comfortable. Yeah. So it was
adventurous for me too. It was, but I got tired of waiting on the people in my life to be ready to travel. So
I ain't even gonna speak on that.
That's a whole other episode.
I'm not gonna speak on that.
Yeah. I feel like I was traveling before a lot of my friends were traveling. And even if it was like domestically, I just felt like I was going places a lot earlier than a lot of my friends were. And I just got tired of like waiting people to be ready to travel. So when I see stuff, if I really want to go, I just go. And it feels better than just going by myself. because I don't mind traveling by myself, but it feels better when I get to experience the experience with somebody else. Even if it's somebody I don't know, but like it's nice to be there with somebody like, yo, that was cool. Like we need to do that again, or that was fun, or this is, I don't know. I enjoyed that piece of travel too. So it feels better than going by myself.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
So you seem like, so you more of a carry-on then than a check bag.
The only reason I am not a carry-on person is because these curls need all the hair products. That is the only reason. Otherwise, I would totally be a backpacking kind of traveler, but I am not. I'm usually the person who has the tiniest suitcase. It could probably fit in the overhead bin, but it's always checked because I be having full size conditioner.
That's so I only like, yeah, I'm normally a carry-on person normally. But I've noticed now that I'm getting a little older, I've been checking bags because I want to bring my whole skincare line, and I don't want them going through my shit talking about, oh, this is too big. We're gonna have to throw this out because baby, I spent way too much money on this right here. There's no way in hell you throwing this out.
This conditioner cost me too much. That's how I be feeling. Y'all not gonna throw this away. Absolutely not. This gonna have to go back to the house.
Yeah, this is coming home with me. So no. So I think that's what's happening. And I don't know. I now I tend to bring more shoes too, I realize. Before I'd only bring like maybe two, like two pair, but like now I don't know, for some reason I'm like, okay, well, these shoes go with this outfit, this goes with this, and I'm trying to work, I try to get like something that's neutral that will go with everything, but sometimes it doesn't happen, and I'm like, well, I don't want to have to choose, and I don't want to have to choose comfort either, so I want to be able to bring enough pairs of shoes where I'm like, okay, there's heels in there, platform heels. I'm done with I won't say I'm done with stilettos, but I'm on, I'm those are you gotta be.
I'm not a stiletto vacation person. There are certain heels that are appropriate. I'll put that in quotes because that's different for every person, for vacation to me. And that I think is partly a safety issue because that is something that like my dad would always say, like when I first started wearing heels, he was like, how you gonna be able to run away in them things?
Oh
and in regular life,
take them off.
First of all,
take them off.
First of all, this track runner can run in everybody's seat.
Right.
Let's be real about that. But when I'm going into new places, especially new countries, I don't really know the terrain like that. I don't know where we might end up having to walk or whatever.
Cobblestones.
Right. Whatever it is. And if I might have to run away, I am very careful about the type of heels that I bring on vacation. I have a pair of wedges that I love. They're really cute. They go with a lot of different things. And those are my favorite, like those are my vacation shoes. I will bring sometimes like a nice pair of booties or something like that like with a little chunky heel that I can get up out of here if I need to. But yeah, I don't do stilettos on vacation.
Yeah, I've only brought them I guess I've brought them, but it doesn't mean I wore them either. Right. I might bring them and then be like, oh, like I'm not doing that. I like literally try to see like, okay, where are we going? Because if it is a tropical place, then 9 times out of 10, I'll be okay with some sandals. Like I don't necessarily need to be in heels. But sometimes, if you go to dinner and then depending on what it was, like, if it's my birthday or something like that, I want to, I'm being a little more extra than normal. So, I might bring some heels, but normally I've been looking for platforms because honestly, I think it's a wrap on the other ones. But I just bought these inserts though that supposedly are supposed to allow you to walk in heels longer. I'm like, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna try them out when I go to I'm gonna try them out when I go to like a wedding or something and just see. Because sometimes wedding shoes are different, they might not be a platform. They might be actual stilettos because they go with the outfit and then you're like dancing on the dance floor and you're like, oh, my feet. I actually brought these to sit down. So I'm about to go check it over there table number 12, but
Table number 12.
I'm gonna bring them. I'm gonna try them out. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pro checked bag. I'm pro checked bag. Well, if I'm flying Southwest, I'm pro checked bag because you get free.
Because it's
checked bag.
free.
It's free. Like what the fuck? Like
we checking all the bags.
I'm putting alcohol in those bags. Like I might as well.
Do you know that is how I moved back after college?
You checked all your stuff?
Pretty much. So when I graduated, I was in Pittsburgh, right? I graduated from college. My family members were coming out to watch me graduate. And so I told everybody, bring an extra suitcase. So everybody checked 2 suitcases. Some of them, they just put their suitcase inside of a bigger suitcase and then checked the one or whatever. But like everybody brought 2 suitcases and I put all of my clothes and some other miscellaneous items in their extra suitcases. And then everybody checked them on the way back. The rest of my stuff, I think I shipped maybe like 2-3 boxes. The rest of my stuff was in my car that my parents drove back because they wanted to go on a road trip. But yeah, I flew back.
You just see my face like, I mean,
Yeah.
I know we're talking about travel, but I don't know. I think I passed the age of road trips.
I am enjoying a good road trip lately. I think COVID did that for me though. It was like, okay, I can't always get on a plane because that's a lot.
True.
There's a lot of places I can't go, but I could drive somewhere. Although these gas prices though, no, thank you.
I ain't driving nowhere. Look, I'm just get me there as fast.
To even come out the driveway at this point.
Get me there as fast as I can get there, okay? And if it's driving.
Can you imagine driving to Vegas with these gas prices? Oh, put me on a flight tomorrow. Come on now.
Oh no, I'm telling you, I think I passed the age for road trips because I remember in my early 20s, people kept asking me to go on road trips. And in theory, I kept saying like, yeah, that would be fun. And then I never did. And then the older I got, I'm like, like if it's over a certain, like I will drive, I'll go visit my cousin in Santa Cruz. That's 5 hours. I've driven to San Francisco, I've driven, but it's like when you get on these flights and they're so quick, you're like, whoa, like, why would I don't want to do this. I just don't want to do it.
Right.
But I love to drive too. That's the crazy thing. I like driving, but I like driving if I know it's going to be like, there's no traffic, there's no issues. Boom. I've just been, it's smooth sailing. And you can't always predict, and you definitely can't predict that with no Vegas trip.
Absolutely not.
That's the worst. That is the worst drive coming back.
Coming back is always worse.
Going is fine. I never have an issue going, except for once. I think there was like something happened, a big rig, flipped over, something happened. And so we were stuck on that 5 or 15. We're stuck on the 15 for like a minute. And that was brutal. But other than that, the drive up there is fine. It's the one coming back that you're just like, you're already been drinking and stuff all weekend. You gross, your pores smell like alcohol. And then on top of that, you're like fucking driving back when everybody else is driving back. And so there's just all this traffic.
It's always a thing. Always a thing. So what is your favorite thing to do when you get there? Whenever you get where you going?
Wash my face. That's the first thing. Actually, if I was taking a longer flight, like if it was, for example, if I was going overseas, I'd probably just bring my shit on the fucking plane. Like just so right before, like I could just do a little mist or something. Cause when you travel for a long time, it's like all this oil and stuff is kind of like built up. And
it's
even
so
worse too, when you have like the mask and everything too. And it's a lot. So my favorite thing when you first get there, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in. I'm not really a person that unpacks. I know some people like unpack and they make it like they're at home and they like put everything in the closet. I don't do that.
That's too much.
That's too much. Like it's just open up the suitcase. I might take out like a few things that I know I'm going to need or whatever, but I definitely set up all my like toiletries and stuff. And,
I'll do that.
That's it. Like that. I'm not doing like, I be seeing people hanging their clothes. I'm like, you hanging everything up? Like,
right. Unless
don't
there is
know.
something that needs to be hung up because it needs like a specific dress for a specific event or something like that.
Right, like a
Other
wedding.
than that, yeah. Other than that, no. Everything can stay in the suitcase.
Yeah. I'm not and then I'm gonna have to repack everything anyway. So it's
Right.
like
No.
no.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And then
So
I guess that's like the first thing I do, and then probably take a shot, to be honest. Like, let's go. Tequila, where was that? Like, probably do that. Like, honestly, that's probably what I'm gonna do when I get to Mexico. Like, I'm literally gonna
wash my face and take a shot.
wash my face, take a shot, probably put on my bathing suit, and just have at it.
I like that. I like the way that sounds.
What about you?
I agree about washing the face. I don't even leave the airport without going to the bathroom, freshening up my face and brushing my teeth. Like I will brush my teeth in the airport bathroom because I just feel so gross when I get off of an airplane. So I'm at least gonna wash my face and brush my teeth before we even go anywhere.
I remember when we went to Miami, I had just got this like, weave installed, and it was all nicely just, it was curly, but I had her straighten it. Mm-hmm. So it was all nice and straight. And the second we got off the plane, it was so muggy out there that my hair just started to poof. I just remember being like, what's going on? Because I had never been there before. So I never witnessed like that type of humidity. And so I just remember thinking, like, get me to the hotel or to the Airbnb because I look like a crazy person. I need to wet this hair. This is not going to work. But I think I like to do that. And then I also like to, just as I'm in my taxi or Uber or whatever, like just kind of look at what's going on, fill it out. I like to ask, the taxi person or whoever, any local spots. So I like to try to get some type of recommendations of like where the food at. I like to where is it, some good music. I like to see live music wherever I go. Mm-hmm. So I usually starting to ask for that.
I'm definitely gonna be like, what we eating? That's the first thing.
Oh, that's probably the first thing, really.
What are we eating? I'm gonna go wash my face in this bathroom. I'm gonna pee, wash my face, brush my teeth, maybe shift clothes because I be really cold on planes. So I usually have a jacket on and stuff like that, but I be going to places where like it's an island. So I'm gonna take this jacket off, get a little comfortable, take off my sneakers, put on some sandals. I'm gonna look like I came here for a reason. I usually travel with a bikini in my carry-on, which sometimes is just a purse, but there's a bikini in there because Katrina's going to the beach. But the first thing is, what are we eating? And if it can be next to the beach, even better. But like, what are we eating? That's the first thing.
I'm with it.
I will get to the hotel and like we can unload, but sometimes I'm like, we can eat with the suitcases.
Right. Do you prefer hotel resort or you prefer Airbnb?
I think it depends on the trip. Or two of us, especially if you're traveling. I think the safety and that for bigger trips. So I don't know the last thing you heard.
If you're going by yourself, you prefer
if I go
security.
So I like by myself or with like one other person, especially if it's another woman, I feel better at a hotel because of the safety and security piece. It just feels like, okay, like we gonna be all right. It's usually more lit in the areas that they are in. There's more people in there. It's just easier. It's easier to find if you get lost somewhere. You can tell people, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm staying at such and such resort. They usually know what that is. So that I appreciate. If it's a bigger trip, I like the convenience of having an Airbnb. Sometimes I also like the convenience of Airbnb if I'm going somewhere. Like I go and visit my sisters all the time and I like having a kitchen. So sometimes I'll get a hotel that has a kitchen, but sometimes it's just nice to just get like an Airbnb or something like that. I appreciate Airbnbs or not even just Airbnbs, but like a rental of some sort for the room situation too. When you have a lot of people, instead of booking a bunch of hotel rooms where like everybody's divided and you may not be right next to each other and you got to share a room with somebody else, like an Airbnb is kind of nice because it's like everybody can have their own bedroom room.
Mm-hmm.
We all staying in the same house. We're all right here. You know, like I appreciate the convenience of that for groups. But I like the convenience of resorts and hotels for safety. So it really depends on the trip. Depends on what we're doing. Depends on where we're going. Also, if we're doing it like an adventure trip, I might be more likely to do like an Airbnb because I'm not going to be there that much, and I'm usually not paying for these amenities, right?
Right, because
with
they
a whole
quick with them damn
right,
resort fees.
right. But with a hotel, if I'm going to be eating at the hotel, especially like resorts, like that all inclusive, when you just want to chill and be at a beach somewhere, that's bomb. I love that. But if I'm planning on being out every day, going on excursions, what am I paying for this for?
Right. No, I agree.
It depends.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, for groups, I like the Airbnb because, or, you know, a rental because I want everybody to be together, number one, because that I looked into it like just to get a 3-bedroom suite or a 4-bedroom suite at one of these resorts, and they were asking some crazy prices,
right?
15 grand and up for that because it's considered some like, you know, presidential suite or whatever because it's bigger. Fancy, yeah. But I'm like, what the hell? We're not even getting anything. We're not even. What are we getting for this amount of money?
Another room,
right?
Couple extra walls,
a couple walls. Like, no, I'm good. But yeah, like if I'm going with a boo thing or I'm going like, you know, just another travelers, like only a couple of us, then yeah, I would probably stay at a hotel or a resort. And then yeah, if it's a bigger group, then yeah, for sure Airbnb. Or rental. Yeah, no question.
Yeah, right.
It's just no question. Cause I'm definitely gonna be like, they're like, yeah, we're gonna stay up all night. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go back to my room.
Right.
See y'all in the AM. Like, I'm quick to be wanting to do that. I try to hang though. I'm a night owl, so I try to hang. But when you've been out and about and doing stuff and like you are on vacation, I remember one time I went on a group trip with these girls I had never traveled with before. And we went to New York, and man, one girl was just walking so fast. Yo, like I know it's New York and everything's, you know, moving and everything. But at the same time, like, girl, I was like, we're on vacation.
Chill.
Like, chill. She's like, no, I'm trying to be like the people. They're all in a rush. They have somewhere to be. I'm like, bitch, we don't have nowhere to be. We don't have nowhere to be. Like, what do you mean?
Where the fuck are you going?
Where are you going? You run into the coffee shop? Where are you going? We're not even going nowhere.
Oh, that's comedy.
So I've had a couple things like that happen where I'm just like, I'm lounging. Okay. I'm going. If they in a rush, let them be in a rush. I don't have
that ain't got nothing to do with me.
I ain't going to work. I'm not going nowhere. I don't have no appointments. Like, what do you mean? But she's
that is hilarious. I'm trying
funny.
To be like the people. We ain't going nowhere.
It was funny.
Okay, that in mind, what kind of vacations do you prefer?
I definitely prefer like island, beach, and if anybody tells you otherwise, they're on drugs. Like I feel like I don't agree. I feel like any person would be down to be laid out on a beach with a drink in their hand, with the sun beaming down, and just not doing nothing. I think to me that's a top-notch vacation. If you ask me.
You and me both.
But there are some people who they're like, I just want to go to the woods, and I'm like,
do you
do what? Like, I don't know. Okay, so there's greenery, there's a forest. This just seems like something out of a fucking scary movie. Like someone's gonna be out there. You know me. I don't like
everything
scary
is a scary movie
because I don't like scary movies. I really don't. That's not me. But I always think like somebody's out there lurking.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
I'll be thinking that too.
People who are not into like chill vacations though. Like I know people who they want to go on vacation and their vacation looks like being packed from the time that we land to the time that we take off to go back home. Like they might build in some time to like sit and have a drink or whatever, be at the beach. But it's not like me, I could do that every damn day and be fine.
Right.
But there are
Me
some
too.
people who are like, well, I'm going to this place and I need to just see everything that this place has to offer. So they want to go anywhere and everywhere. And I'm like, the plane can come back. I can come back if I want to. And sometimes I'm not that interested. Like, I want to do a couple things and get to know the culture or whatever, but I don't need to. I don't want to be as busy or even more busy on vacation than I am in real life. That's not a vacation to me.
Exactly. That's
I
not a
don't want to,
vacation.
I don't want to feel like I need a vacation from my vacation, because then you get back and you tired.
Right. And then you need a week off to recover, because the whole time you were climbing Mount Everest or doing something, and you're like, fuck, man, that was a lot. That was brutal. You get back on the plane on the way back, you're just like,
you didn't have a vacation. You took a trip.
That's why I always, because I still work for someone, I never, when I come back, go straight back to work. I always put a buffer, like a day or two before I actually return to work, because I'm like, no, I know me. I'm going to get back, maybe be potentially jet lagged, potentially just, lethargic and not want to do shit. And I don't want to bring that back into work. So I'm like, I'd rather, if I come back, let's say on a Tuesday, I might not come back till Thursday, or I might take the whole week and then come back on Monday morning and fresh.
I was always bad at that. I'm still bad at that, to be honest. I've always been bad at that. That flight coming back is at the last minute. So that now I have this year, really, in the last couple of trips that I've taken, I have told myself I can no longer get back to LA at like 11 or 12 o'clock at night. I can't do that.
No.
Because I be hungry, I be tired, and it's always some shit at LAX. Especially with this whole, like, I usually book I usually get like a Uber or a Lyft from the airport. Like, the whole setup of the Ubers and Lyft situation thing now is it's a process. So I told myself I can't do that anymore. I need to come back in the afternoon. I also usually leave my car at my parents' house, and that feels like a lot to like come home and go to my parents, or come from the airport, go to my parents' house, and then come home. Like, that feels like a lot.
That's what I do.
But I was always bad at that. I'm still bad at that. But I at least tell myself I need to be able to have a meal and get a full night's sleep, and then I can go to work. I don't need a full day. I would love to be able to get a full day, but I just always convince myself I could just stay there for a day longer. That's what happens. That's why I don't give myself that day, because I'm like, well, I could just lay on the beach stay.
True. I don't know. I just like
here instead of come home.
True. I mean, I don't know. I just like to come back and then try to unpack, because I know me, I will leave the suitcase packed for a week. So it's just like, okay, if I come home and then I have like a day or two before I actually get back to work or whatever, I can do laundry. I might not do laundry, but I could at least unpack, like, and put stuff away, because I don't want to just, I tend to just leave my suitcase in view. Like, I'll just leave it in the living room.
Right.
So then I'm just like, look at you. You're not doing nothing. You're just laying on the couch, and you just got this full on suitcase that you need to take out all this stuff or whatever. So I try to like give myself a little room, just a little.
That is really smart. And I'm so proud of you, because my suitcase, even if I had given myself a day, would probably still be in the living room for at least a week. It takes me so much time to unpack, and it takes me maybe an hour to pack.
Yeah.
Like, quick, like throw everything, like, and that's like if I have to like really do some stuff, like replenish hair products and things of that nature. Like, it takes me weeks, sometimes months. Sometimes I don't unpack until it's time to pack for the next one, if I'm being honest. So good for you. I'm proud of you.
I try. What else was I gonna say? Oh, What's your number one travel item? Like something you have to like bring, like, like without a doubt, this is going on the trip.
In my carry-on, a bikini. I know people think that is so funny, but a bikini. And then in my checked bag, what is that face?
No, girl, because I just got asked something. No, that wasn't for you. I just got asked something. And you know how when your computer, you're like connected with your phone, and
Oh, it just popped up.
It just popped up
Gotcha.
or whatever. And I just read, I'm like, what? Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So in my carry-on, I usually have a bikini with me. Because I feel like anything else, I'll figure it out when I get there, but a good bathing suit so that I at least, like, if this bag gets lost, I want to still be able to go to the beach. I can rewash these clothes and wear them again, whatever, but I need to be able to go to the beach. So in my carry-on, there's that. I think in my checked bag, for me, it would have to be just the things that I need in order to keep myself comfortable, especially as a person who has like what I would say like a chronic disorder. So as somebody who has like a hormone imbalance, I always have period products with me. But beyond that, it's like my oils, my loose leaf teas, my like whatever it is that I need in order to keep myself comfortable. It's like my medicine cabinet basically, but my medicine cabinet is not pills. It's like herbs and essential oils and like stuff like that. So I think that would be like my number one thing. I always make sure that I have like my little baggie of all my things that I need to keep myself comfortable. My stomach can be a little sensitive. My hormones could be acting wild one day. So I just make sure I have the stuff to keep myself comfortable. That would probably be my number one thing.
For me, well, because I always end up working on majority of my vacations, I usually always, I mean, it happens. Like something will happen and nobody knows the answer to it. And I might have to forward something. So like I always have to bring my laptop, even though a lot of times I don't want to. I prefer to leave it. But you know how like in your emails, they archive. And so you can't really find like old shit sometimes. So that's why I kind of need my laptop. But other than that, I would say I definitely always make sure in my bag, like in my backpack, I always bring a backpack, but inside of that backpack is usually tea, pain medicine, even though I know I can bring I can find pain medicine wherever you go, but I always have like tea, pain medicine, emergency, and peppermint. Like without a doubt, that is definitely going to be in my backpack just because peppermint, I have like acid reflux. So I'm just like, that's like a quick something that when I'm at home, I always have like a peppermint or something on my nightstand. So I do the same thing. And then emergency, just being around new people and shit. I just take that shit every day that I'm gone. But the tea is a big thing because I always am going to like concerts and different stuff like that. And I know I'm screaming at the top of my lungs or I'm just, loud talking or whatever. And so I'm just like, okay, I don't want to mess up my trip. So I have to make sure I like have like my Manuka honey tea and like this tea or whatever to make sure that like I'm good. But yeah, that's usually my number. Those are my my go-tos.
We both have our medicine cabinets.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Because those are things that I think you might find stuff, but it might be harder to find the things that help keep you comfortable specifically.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you have specific tea. Like for me, it's usually like ginger tea, and I have a couple teas that I drink for my menstrual cycle. So I always have a couple bags of that. I always make sure I have like specific essential oils. I always make sure that I have. Oh, I forgot to say, Katrina always has snacks. Always has snacks.
I try to bring snacks, but they never make it. I don't know why, but and I like to snack. I never have anything on me.
I always have snacks.
Then I end up buying something in the airport and I be kicking myself because I'm like,
this shit is
way too expensive. This is way too expensive, but I'm buying it.
No, Katrina come with all the snacks. My backpack be like, pull it out. Ziploc bag. I got fruit. I got walnuts or almonds or something. I got little bags of. I be in it with the snacks, some trail mix.
I don't be having no snacks.
I got
None.
all the snacks. Katrina always got snacks.
I wish I was more prepared, but it never happens. That's like the last thing on my mind. It's not until I'm actually in the airport, I'm like, did I eat? No, you didn't eat. You should probably eat something. Like, and then I end up buying something or whatever. But isn't it so amazing how when you go on vacation, nothing matters? Like the cost of anything doesn't matter. You don't even, oh, it's $12 or it's this. You don't even care because you're just like, I knew I was going to end up spending extra money.
Right.
And so, but if you were here, if you were at home, the same thing, you'd just be like, what? I'm not spending this. You'd be so
right.
It's just so interesting because you're
vacation
just happy.
Inflation, you just like, all right.
Yeah,
whatever.
you're just happy to be gone, I think. And you're just like, whatever, put it on my tab. Like, put it on my tab. It's fine.
Yeah, that's real. That's definitely real. I always have the snacks. I think I've gone on like 1, maybe 2 trips where I didn't pack snacks and I was mad at myself. I probably spend more time packing snacks than I do anything else.
Oh my God.
Because I will do all the things. Like I'll cut up some fruit. I will like package everything in Ziploc bags. Like I've gotten on planes and had like whole salads that I made at home, and I do all the things. I'll make a whole salad. I will make I'll take some of my leftovers, like whatever I have. I will pack a whole meal. Katrina gonna have food. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, well, we already talked about this in other episodes that you was greedy a little bit.
Well, okay. With that in mind, part of the reason I'm really big about packing snacks is not just for the plane, but yes, for the plane, but also because I know that my appetite is different than a lot of other people's appetites. I eat more often and I eat more. So I have been on a number of trips with people. Dang it. So I know that my appetite is bigger than most people's appetite. I eat more and I eat more frequently. So I have been in many scenarios where I go to a restaurant, I eat the same exact meal as the other person next to me. We get the same exact food, but they will go home with leftovers and I won't because I finished my meal at the table. And a lot of the times what happens when people get up and they take their time to get ready, or you're getting ready to go out at the end of the day and people are taking their time, especially women who like wear makeup and things of that nature. I don't do that. So I don't need as much time to get ready a lot of the time. And I end up being starving and everybody else is chilling. And what ends up happening is everybody ends up eating their leftovers and Katrina's the only one who ain't got no leftovers and need to go find food. So to make sure that I am accommodating myself in those types of scenarios where there have been times where I'm like, all right, I'm out. Like I'm about to go get food. Y'all take care of yourselves or whatever. Cause then I'm hungrier because y'all warming up food in the room and doing all the things. So I always pack food for me to have so that I can snack when people are not ready to go eat or they need more time to get ready, or so that I can be on the schedule with folks when I need to do that. That is part of the reason why I have food, because I know myself. I do eat a lot. Yeah. And I don't want it to turn into a fight because it will. Because if you don't feed me, I am not a nice person.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at packing that type of stuff. I just be making sure I'm like, all right, you got everything. That's all I'll be worried about. I don't even be thinking about food. I just be like trying to get on the plane and just go and then figure all that out later. But I should bring, sometimes I'll throw like a granola bar or something in there. If it's like an early flight and I know I'm going to be on there for at least 5 hours, I'm like, okay, I need something. Because whatever they passing out on that plane is
them little pretzel cookie things
ain't enough.
Ain't enough, and they don't be that good.
No, they don't even sell alcohol on the plane no more. No. Or at least they stopped during COVID. Maybe they're going to start again, but they didn't want people drinking. It was like illegal to drink on the plane. I was like, what?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think they started back again, but I don't know. I feel like they said it on the last flight I was on, but I was only half paying attention. To be honest.
That's one thing I can't do. I'm not good at sleeping on planes.
Oh, I'm the best.
Yeah. I
feel sorry for y'all.
I can't, I can never get comfortable enough. And I'm always thinking, like, if something goes down, I want to be awake. That sounds probably,
people like
I know it is. People are like, what? I would want to be, some people like, I would want to be asleep. I'm like, hell no, I want to know what the hell's going on. I like to be awake. I mean, I even stayed up when I went to London. Girl, it was 11-hour flight. I did not go to bed. I was up the whole time.
Jeez.
And I don't even know why. I literally was excited. I don't know. And then when I got to London, it was like a whole day lost because I literally, once I got there, I'm like, okay, I need
you had to sleep because you was up the whole day. You was probably up more than 24 hours at that point.
Girl, I was watching Straight Outta Compton. I watched like every movie you could think of on there that was long. I was like, okay, 3 hours. Okay, I'll make it. And then finally, I just remember they were like, we are getting ready for. I was like, what? I was like,
no, I am asleep. Katrina be asleep before the plane even leave the gate, like knocked out. I don't know what it is. Put me on a plane. I'm the same way. I'm the same way in a car though, or on a train. The motion puts me to sleep, but I think my brain has gotten to the point where it's like, oh, we on a plane, it's time to go to sleep. Like before we even start moving, I am out. I try my best to get myself a window seat for that reason, because I'm not going to get up so you can move and do what you need to do. I'm going to just go sit in this little window seat like Erykah Badu say, and I'm going to go to sleep.
Get a window seat?
I'm going to go to sleep. Don't want nobody next to me. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me.
Oh man, that's the worst when they start like getting in their feelings or talking. And then a lot of times it's so crazy because majority of the time I have on my headphones. So if you even start talking while I have the headphone and I like have to take it out and I'm like, huh? And then they start talking and I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have took that out. I should have just pretend like I didn't even speak English. Maybe I knew something else. They don't know. How do they know?
I pretend like I can't hear him. Unless you tap me and why are you touching me? Then I don't hear you. That's it. Headphones in, unless we traveling together, obviously. But headphones in, I'm going to lean up against this little wall right here and I'm asleep. I will sleep the whole flight. But I'm also a light enough sleeper that I will wake up, which is part of the reason I wear headphones, because it drowns out a lot of the noise that's happening on the plane. But I will still wake up. If something's happening, I'm going to be awake.
Yeah, not me. Once I'm asleep, I'm fucking sleep. Like I'm dead to the world. And someone will really have to like shake the shit out of me probably to even get me awake. I've been like that my whole life. Like when I'm asleep, my mom is a light sleeper, not me, man. You could be moving around. I wouldn't know. Now, the only way it would be bad is like if the person, like, you know, if you're sleeping next to someone and they're like a snorer, like then that, but if I go to bed before you can snore all night. I wouldn't know. I would not know. I'd be gone. I'd be gone too. Now, if it's loud enough to wake me up, then that's when it's like, yo, you need to go get that shit checked out.
Right.
Sir,
ma'am.
No, then we ain't doing it. That's not what I want. This ain't what you want, okay?
This ain't gonna work.
Yeah, you got to go.
I'm a light sleeper. I'll be up for everything. So I put those headphones in, turn a little music on, and I'm out. And then if anybody move a little too much, Katrina will be like, what happened? Oh, we good? Okay.
You know me, I'm just looking like anybody start talking crazy or whatever, talking some shit, I'm gonna be thinking like how I'm gonna make a shank real quick. I ain't afraid.
Get on my nerves.
I'm not afraid. Nope. I'll be looking. That's why I said, even when I be going out, I'm not even talking about planes, but just where are the exits? I need to be aware of what's going on at all times because things can change in a matter of seconds, matter of moments, and I need to be ready. So that's why on the plane, I'm like, all right, everybody good? We good? See, now, when I be seeing that shit online, like on Instagram, when I see, you know, people on the planes acting up, I'm like, this hasn't happened to me yet, but if it does, I'm already on high alert.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if it's just because of the internet or COVID or what, but it seemed like that stuff been happening a lot more lately.
Telling you, something happened. Like when Kobe died, I feel like the axis or something just like tilted. Something happened, and then boom, all this weird shit started happening. I mean, that I just remember that out of all the videos I saw, the most memorable one was remember that United Airlines incident where they like dragged this dude off the plane.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, I don't want to go anywhere that bad that I would risk being drug off a plane. Everybody got their phones out and shit. I was like, this
Absolutely
is
not.
tacky. I mean, they were literally taking tape and wrapping people around their damn seat.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
We all don't want to be here. Not like that. We all want to be here. We all paid our money to be here. So just chill, like chill.
Like, relax. Yeah.
Relax.
It's been some wild stuff going on in these streets. I am thankful that I haven't run into a situation like that, but these days it seems like it's around the corner.
Right. Anyway, I guess to wrap this up, what is a vacation is too long? When do you think it's too long?
I used to say 5 to 6 days was my max, especially with other people, because I have a hard time being with people for that long. I think that I now travel a little bit differently. I think that now, though, I travel a little bit differently, and I am more clear about like, we don't have to do everything together. We don't have to be around each other the whole time and stuff like that. And then also with COVID, like I actually am enjoying going on like longer trips. I have spent a lot more time, like 2 weeks plus in places, and that has felt really good. And I just thought about this in my brain just now as I said that out loud. I think part of that is also like there's a piece of me that would be really okay with moving somewhere else, and I'm not there yet where I feel like I can move somewhere else. And so being somewhere for like 2-3 weeks feels like I'm getting enough of that.
Okay.
It feels like I'm like, oh yeah, like I stayed in this other city for a while. Like that feels like enough for me. And especially when I'm working, because I'm not just going on vacation, I'm working. I have to work a few days out of the week. And so it's harder to be like, oh yeah, like I was there for like a week, but I worked 3 of those days or 4 of those days. Like that doesn't feel like I was there for a week. So I think it's shifted a little bit for me. I think if I go on a group trip or I'm with other people, a week is enough. But I did a 2-week trip to Egypt with some random strangers I didn't know, and I was fine. So I'm liking these longer trips. I'm enjoying them.
Maybe I'll look into it because I need to do something like that because it's coming up. I'm supposed to go to Portugal, and my original plan was to go to Portugal, Spain, and end in Paris.
Right.
That was my plan from 2020. And then it all got shot to hell. And my my initial my initial plan was to be there for about 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. 2 weeks, 2.5. Probably would have ended up being 2.5 because like the places I was trying to hit, like I knew like one weekend I wanted to go to Ibiza. Like I wanted to go to Ibiza for a weekend. So that takes up a weekend, right? But that's, in Spain, I might hit up, Madrid, Barcelona, then go to Ibiza, then fly back and then go to Paris. So like it takes time to like, you have to have travel days in between. And so I think 2 weeks is enough for me. Now, if I was to go somewhere, like for example, I love New York. If I was to go there and I didn't come back for a month, I'd be okay with that. But I would have to be staying with somebody because that shit is way too expensive. Like
it is expensive.
Like to even stay there I was looking because I have a show that I'm going to go there for. And I was looking just to stay there for a week. It was over $2,000. And I was like, well, I don't really want to spend all that on lodging.
Right.
So I don't know. I have to find out my connects now. That's why I was like, I'm trying to think like who lives there? Who do I know lives there? Like maybe I can spend a couple days with them, then, check into a hotel. So it's not like as crazy,
Right. It is helpful if you can stay with somebody do some shared lodging situation or something like that. That is better.
It's
Yeah.
more, yeah, it's more feasible.
More economical,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. I think for me, in those kind of situations, I would prefer to have more like an Airbnb. Because you can sometimes negotiate for a lesser
cheaper,
fee for a
yeah.
long time.
Mhm.
Yeah. For a longer stay rather. But yeah. What I really want to do is I would love to like city hop, island hop, state hop, whatever you want to call it. And like just stay in each place for like a month and just be there and like work there and be fine and be good. And then, a month later leave. Like I would totally be one of those people that's completely location independent, although I'm never going to give up this house that I live in. I think I've said that before. But like I would totally just go somewhere and be there for a while, and at least a month. It would have to be at least a month. But I think especially even now with some of the COVID regulations, that makes sense. If you plan on really going some places, like sometimes you have to quarantine for a week. So you ain't going nowhere for a week.
True.
So but that has made me, the thought of that realizing like, oh, this is how a lot of countries are doing things now, has made me really open up my mind to, oh, I can go somewhere and be there for a month and just work from there. And I can spend my week quarantining if I need to, or doing whatever else I need to do, and just be there for a while, a month and a half, 2 months, and then go and hop to somewhere else. I would love to do that. And I think eventually my life is going in that direction.
Nice. Well, that concludes our TED Talk on vacation and travel. I mean, we really love to do this. And if you guys have any tips or anything, or places you've been that you really loved or whatever that you would recommend, like for sure DM us or let us know, because we're always looking for new spots,
Yes.
Because I'm also trying to look into doing more stuff and traveling more. I'm like, I only get this time once without any children, so I'm trying to do this now and have my fun now. Not that you can't travel with kids, but it's just
It's different. Yeah.
It's different, and you want them to, you want stability for your child. And I know some people are like, oh, well, that's just the way they grew up. Some people are like that,
Yes.
I might be one of those moms, you never know. But yeah, it takes a different level of patience. So
and planning
for sure. So yeah, let us know if any places you've been, or definitely. And then when you tell us the places, also let us know what was popping there, food
and
wise, what to stay away from. I always recommend that if we are in another country, you always have your apps with your currency to make sure they're not gypping you.
Yes.
Especially in some of those countries when they actually do speak English, but they want to pretend like they don't. I've had that happen to me.
I think in general, especially as Americans, and then as Black women, I think we always have to be really mindful and really careful. People are always anticipating that as Americans, they can get over on you and take all your money because they think you got all the money. Yeah. But then also for safety reasons, as Black women, I think that's really important too. We could have a whole episode on just that, like safety while traveling.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, we should have an episode about our worst travel experiences.
I got a couple stories that just came to mind. Not good.
Not good.
But it might have been the person I was with too.
Oh, sometimes absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. That would be fun. Anyways, thank y'all for listening.
Yeah.
And we'll follow up on how our vacations went when we get back.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. All right, y'all. This next segment is called Roses. Marlena, who are you giving your rose to today?
Well, we are recording early, ladies and gentlemen. So you might hear this a little late, but today is the late, great Queen of Soul's birthday, Aretha Franklin, ladies and gentlemen. I'm giving my rose to her because I mean she's the queen of
why
soul.
not?
I mean
Right.
she's the queen of soul. First of all, Aretha Franklin, her story is just, coming from the gospel circuit, like, and I mean deep, deep gospel, not like, she was from Memphis, Tennessee. So, it's definitely heavy, heavy. Her dad was a traveling pastor. And what you would think like, oh, as a traveling pastor, like everything should be okay, right? But nah, he was a trip. And she was very young on these like Baptist church traveling circuit groups. And that's kind of where she kind of got her start. Like she got her start obviously in church, but traveling with her dad and people hearing her. And I believe it was like people just kept hearing her on these things, and they're just like, she's the next one, she's the next big thing. They would just say, she's the next one, she's the next big thing. People are like, that little girl, really? But then they would hear her sing, and then they'd totally be, transformed by her.
Right.
And so, she started doing like summers with them and, doing that over the summer and everything. And then I think she like went to California or something with her dad for something. And then boom, like she started meeting like Sam Cooke and all these people or whatever. And then she even, I think she was like in her teens. She traveled with like Martin Luther King Jr. He would like bring like after he would do a speech or have like a, I mean, he was, a pastor. So,
right.
So after he would do like a sermon or something along those lines, then Aretha would come in and seal the deal almost, seal the deal. And then she was a fucking teenager. But that's just like her origin and, getting pregnant at a really young age, with being in those environments. And you would think that someone would be watching her or whatever, but they weren't. And she was just a little naive, but like although she was that, like her talent, it just was unstoppable, baby or no baby. Like she just her family just knew that she was destined for greatness. And I just can't even imagine not thinking about just the music, but American music. She is like one of the top tier artists of our generation, of our time. No one can sing like her. She's on another level. How people would say about Whitney, like, oh, Whitney's the voice or whatever. But I get that. But I really feel like Aretha Franklin, there would be no Whitney Houston without Aretha Franklin, just like that tone, that big voice or whatever, and just making it look effortless too, which I, as a vocalist, as someone that likes to sing, I'm always appreciative of, because I'm like, girl, I know that's not my story, but you look amazing doing that.
Right.
So, and I just love that she was an activist and she was bold and did whatever she wanted. And she was the ultimate diva. And she was kind of like, before, I don't want to say before, but I would say like before I would think diva, like people would say diva as in Diana Ross, I would think Queen Aretha. It's definitely Aretha.
Okay.
And she's earned the title. Like she's earned the title. She's one of the, giants of soul music. And I just want to give her flowers, man. Just want to give
I didn't know all of that about her. So thank you for sharing that. I always appreciate the information that especially about artists and bands and groups and things of that nature. So I appreciate that. Her story is not unlike many other artists when they got started, but it's always interesting to have context about how people came to be who they are, or who we know them as, because that's not all that they are. But thank you for sharing that.
And she was one of my favorite things about her, to be honest, is the fact that she was a producer and she also was a pianist. She was a really good pianist. She played the hell out of the piano. And I don't think a lot of people know that about her. They do and they don't. Like they've seen her behind the piano, but like for the most part, she's in front of a mic, right? But like her piano skills are top notch. Like ask about Aretha. I was like, ask about her. Like, like ain't nobody gonna check her on the piano. And I think that was like a big thing, back then, because women really weren't
Right.
producers. And so the fact that she was able to compose and do those things or whatever, and have that flexibility with her voice, and also, be in control of like an instrument like the piano to make melodies and have it like be so cohesive. Yeah, I'm with it. So
that's dope.
Rest in peace to the queen.
Shout out to Aretha.
When we're all gone, people will still be saying Aretha Franklin's name. So
and her music is like the background sound to my Sundays from growing up. Like every time I hear an Aretha song, it takes me back to cleaning on Sundays at my parents' house. So yes, shout out to her.
Yep. And I think my favorite Aretha song is "I Never Loved a Man the Way That I Love You." That song's dope. That's a really good song.
That's a really good song.
Yeah. But anyway, Katrina, who do you want to give your rose to this glorious day? Today,
I am giving my rose to Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. That doesn't.
I'm gonna try that again, because what the hell? Today I am giving my rose to Ketanji Brown Jackson, and not Miss Jackson if you nasty.
Okay.
Because we're gonna respect her.
Oh, we're gonna respect her. No, I respect her, but I mean, shit. You think Ketanji didn't get a little "who's that in that nasty car"? Nasty boy. You don't think you got that suit on? Don't.
No. I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure this woman is multidimensional, as Black women are. Okay. But she is getting my rose today because we just got off of this, her ceremony, if you will, this event that took place with all of these white folks trying her,
dogging her. Actually, I'm like, shit, she better than me, because there's a couple times I would have pulled that mic close, just a little close, and been like, I bet you won't say that to my face, bitch.
Right, like
get up. The
sheer composure. This one, oh my gosh.
Or not even they're saying it to her face, but you know what I mean? Like catch me outside action. Like, what are you talking? What are we talking about?
You're only saying that right here, right now, because you know I can't do nothing. Because you know if I act a fool, it's going to be on me. We both know that.
100.
Right. Oh, but the sheer composure, like how she just keep herself together in all of that, I appreciate. Just like Black women always do or often do, whatever. Like, I appreciate her for that. But I just want to give her flowers because she deserves it. And I think, what's happening is just a representation highlighting how we as Black people, especially Black women, always be getting challenged when we get to a place and have the potential to be in a position that is considered of power. And they don't like that shit. And they just act a whole ass fool. And they are showing out. And I just, it frustrates me. It makes me feel so upset and hurt for her that she has to go through all of this, that people who ain't got nearly the same degrees and education and experience and abilities that she got the nerve to ask if she can do a job that she is overqualified for at this point. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all see her credentials. Y'all know what it is, but whatever. We know how this goes. So I just want to shout her out because she's been going through the ringer. This has been a lot, as it always is, but I am seeing her. I am hearing her. I appreciate her for how she is showing up and how she is able to continue to pave the way for more Black folks, more Black women specifically, to be in these kind of positions and to have representation in our judicial systems because we need it. So shout out to her because y'all be trying Black women. And I just want to see the day when y'all stop trying us. Like, what?
It would be nice. But I don't think that day's coming anytime soon.
I don't think so either, but I'm going to keep putting it out there.
It would be nice.
I just want to get to the day when y'all stop trying Black women because we're going to come with it. I don't understand
I don't get it. I really don't. I was over them the second it started, so it's not. I was over it when it started, you know.
I think we all, well, I can't speak for everybody. I was too.
I'm like, here we go. Cause I knew it was going to be totally different than that other chick. I'm not even going to call her name out, but the last chick that they just rushed on through there or whatever, they were up there asking her about, oh, so what do? Do you play the piano? They were asking her some fucking bullshit ass questions. She didn't have, in my opinion, did not have enough. She was not qualified. I mean, she was qualified on their standards because they wanted to put another Republican in there or conservative or whatever, but she was not for the Supreme Court.
She didn't fit the script. Yeah.
Nah.
Not in the way, right? Not in the way Ketanji does, but they questioning her on some other shit. I just can't.
It's all good though. It's all good.
She's gonna be all right.
She's gonna be all right, and I ain't worried about it.
But I'm gonna give her these roses because she deserves it.
Yeah,
she deserves roses and a glass of wine and a good meal or something. Because, girl, you need a vacation. It's some bullshit. But
shout out to her, but also shout out to her best friend that gave her that speech.
Yes,
that was a nice speech.
Yes,
yeah,
yes, absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. I appreciate watching and witnessing the amount of Black people who are in that space with her in different ways, how they are honoring her and, all of that kind of stuff. I appreciate seeing that as well. But yeah, shout out to her because, we deserve our flowers and we don't get them nearly enough.
Yep. Shout out to her. We rooting for you, girl.
We need you. Keep your head up. All right, y'all. That was another episode of Excess Baggage.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Excess Baggage Pod. That's Excess Baggage POD. Be sure to like, subscribe, and review on the podcast app and Spotify.
And remember to pack light and keep it tight.
For sure.